Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Bright Connections. I'm BK. This week, I'm going in a little solo again. So this is Christmas edition part two. Unfortunately, Liz, who was supposed to do this with me, she did have a bit of a family emergency this weekend and was not able to join me in discussing Christmas as we originally planned. So again, hopefully everything is good with her and her family. We're thinking of you and praying for you. Hopefully everything turns out okay. Um, and then obviously just with it being Christmas time, everybody's just a little busy. This time of year, especially, a couple days before Christmas now, less than a week. So I wasn't able to get anybody else. Just, the way it is. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be fully transparent with you guys. Had a really, really tough week mentally and just stress and stuff. Um, kind of icing on the cake last night. Um, not feeling well today. I wasn't sure I was even going to be able to do this. But again, I love doing this, and I want to make sure I'm trying my best to spread some joy and some brightness to you guys. So we're gonna still go through with it, and we'll put a smile on my face, and we're gonna have a good time talking about Christmas music, and um, it's gonna be a good one. So put a lot of effort into this, and I want to make sure this information gets out to you guys, and so have some fun with talking about Christmas music. So it is what it is. Um, stuff happens, and man, it's been a tough year. I know it's been a tough year for everyone. Um, hopefully, with the coming of Christmas, and hopefully that brings some joy to everyone. Again, I know obviously it's going to be a different type of Christmas for everyone. It's going to be, it's a different year all around. But with that, with Christmas, and then just I think everybody's looking towards the end of the year, looking for the year to be over. It's still probably going to take a little time beginning of next year, but as long as we can just say, that it's the next year now, hopefully that helps out. So, little feedback from last week. We had our, part one of the Christmas edition with our Christmas movies, and we did have some feedback. We had somebody say we missed out some movies that we didn't mention, that weren't in the bracket. Obviously that's going to happen. I did some research on what top movies are and ones that I've seen and my guests and everything. But ones that were mentioned that were missed was White Christmas, which honestly I got to say I've never even heard of or seen. But White Christmas was one that was mentioned. So, if you're looking for movies, go check that one out. And then the person also said that like all those claymation movies, in addition to Rudolph and Frosty, not Frosty, but Rudolph and the claymation ones, this person said that they're all great. They needed to be on that bracket too. So I can't say again that I've seen all those different claymation ones. Or if I have, maybe it's been a while, but yeah, I agree. Those claymation ones are definitely classics. They're good ones. So I tried to do as much research as I could to get all the movies that that were popular and whatnot into that bracket. So I apologize that I didn't get those ones in there, but sorry, it is what it is. So honorable mention to the claymation movies. Those are Christmas movies that people have tradition, have worked into their tradition, and they're important to them. So I'm glad you shared. I appreciate that. I always want to hear from people, and hopefully it brings light to variety. The variety of everything we talk about here. There's a variety of, and everybody has different opinions on everything. But which Christmas movies itself, there's lots of different Christmas movies out there. Just like we're going to talk about today, there's lots of different Christmas music out there, and everybody's got their opinions, everybody's got their thoughts, their likes, their dislikes, and that's the beauty of mankind and of humanity, is that hopefully, at least that you can accept other people, their opinions and their thoughts and their beliefs and their likes and dislikes, and everybody's different, and that's the beauty of it. And as long as you can respect that, then you're doing right. So and then the other thing, Kristen and I were talking about our Christmas Eve dinner, and we were trying to think of the name of it. So did research on that. And we did end up finding the name. So it's a Slovak dinner. It's not quite the seven fish dinner. That's Italian. That's Italian. And so this dinner on Christmas Eve is Slovak, and the name of it is Velia. And I'll tell you, it took some digging to try to find we kind of remembered the name of it. My family and I, we didn't necessarily remember how to spell it right away, and we asking around and this and that, and it did, like I said, it did some digging, but apparently it's spelled Velija, and there's obviously a lot of tradition behind it, where all the dishes, there's 12 dishes, which all relate to the 12 apostles. For myself and my religion and my family and tradition and everything, a lot of it is based off religion, and it's based off of stories from the Bible and everything like that. It all relates in some way, shape, or form to Christmas. And it was really cool. Actually, I was reading an article about it, this whole Slovak tradition and everything. And like I said, it was really cool seeing all that. But I'm not gonna, I'll spare you that stuff. I know everybody's into their own type of Christmas, and Christmas is what it is for you. And that's the beauty of it, is it can be whatever you want it to be. However you want to spend it, make it your own, make it your own. So, but that's our Christmas dinner, is the Velia, and got all these different food types, and it's really cool. I mean, we really love it. So, so little tidbit there on that stuff. And then obviously at the end of last episode, we talked about the carolers, which leads us into the Christmas music. So I don't know when you guys typically start listening to Christmas music. So I guess my tradition for Christmas music is kind of December 1st. I know some people listen like right after Thanksgiving, or some people don't listen to like a week before Christmas. Some people only listen on Christmas. Some people don't listen to it all. So I typically start listening to Christmas music about December 1st, and I kind of ease it into my other music. So I'm listening to music all the time. And I feel like if I listen to Christmas music from December 1st all day, every day for the whole month, might be a little much. So I kind of work it in a little bit at the beginning of the month, and then like midway through the month, I really start kicking it in and pretty much listen to it full time. And I enjoy it. I mean, it's a different type of music. It's a lot of it is just calming and happy and joyous, and talking about family and snow and this and that, and I think the fact that it really is only listened to this time of year, not the whole year round, I think that's kind of what makes it more special and more exciting when the time comes. It's like, oh, it's time for Christmas music. It's, you're not listening to it in April or in August. It's December music, and I think that kind of makes it cool. And then I'll listen to it. I'll listen to it for the whole month. I listen to it a little bit after Christmas, maybe for that week or so after Christmas, and then kind of weans its way out of listening to again in January. But it's a good time. I enjoy it. Now you kind of have the old genre of Christmas music versus the new genre of Christmas music. And it's definitely changed over the years, as a lot of things has, the old stuff is kind of slow and it's kind of one guy just singing. And nowadays it's more of like a group. You got with certain groups singing it, and it's kind of more like a rock Christmas, I guess. Obviously, there's still some artists that are out there singing it the old way, and do well by it. That's for sure. Some talented people out there, but um, I have a mix of old and new. I've definitely probably more leaning towards the new stuff, but I definitely like to sprinkle in some of the older stuff, and then some of just electronic music, like with Trans-Siberian and Mannheim and groups like that. So you got it all. I mean, you can really get it all with Christmas music. You can have a little, like I said, a little bit of rock, a little bit of slow, a little bit of electronic, and it's really cool. I mean, I really enjoy it. And I know a lot of people, I don't want to say a lot of people, there's a handful of people that don't really care for Christmas music. Well, maybe you should try. There's maybe you're only listening, to the older stuff, and you're like, this is so slow, and well, there is some of the more upbeat stuff, and there is some techno type music, and it's cool. So maybe check it out, give it a try. If not, then don't. It is what it is. So I wanted to, so I made up a bracket of just a small handful of some of the more well-known Christmas artists, Christmas groups or singers. And so I did some research on like who's got the highest selling album over the last couple of years, or best selling or highest overall, of all time, and stuff like that. And I found it really cool. So I got a little bracket here of 8 groups, eight artists, Christmas artists that are really they're up there. And I'm kind of just going to go through it and see who we come up with, and the best Christmas artist of all time. So before we do that, let's take a look at some of these stats here that I've got. So this information is best-selling Christmas artists by certification, meaning like what type of awards they've won. And topping the list, there's only been one person who's won a Diamond Award for their album, which I honestly didn't even know there was a Diamond. I knew there was Platinum and stuff like that, but there's one album that was Diamond, and that's Elvis Presley's Christmas album back from 1970. The only album to ever go Diamond, Christmas album to ever go Diamond. Crazy. Following that is Mariah Carey's Merry Christmas, 8-time platinum. Kenny G, 8-time platinum. Josh Groban, 6-time platinum. Handful of 6-time, 4-time, 5-time. Celine Dion, Mannheim, Steamroller, Trans-Siberian, Harry Connick, Garth Brooks, Pentatonix. And then we get down, there's a handful of 2-time platinum. So there's some successful albums out there, Christmas albums that are going platinum. It's really cool. That's really cool. Again, because it's you're not thinking about it really all year round. You're only thinking about it this month, or maybe 2 months or so. And to sell a certain amount of albums during that time, that's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. So, and then if you go kind of like year by year, looking at the best-selling albums in each year, if you go all the way back to 1940s, only one on the list, Bing Crosby. Only one in the 40s is Bing Crosby. 50s, you've got a couple more Bing Crosby, and then you've got other people which I've never heard of. You got Elvis in there, but other people like Joe Stafford, Mitch Miller and the gang. Sure. 60s, you got more Mitch Miller in the gang than you got Andy Williams. You'll probably recognize Andy Williams if you heard him. Couple other people I'm not familiar with. There's a Barbra Streisand on there though. 1967. 1970s, we got a Jackson 5 in there, Partridge Family, South Soul Orchestra, a couple other random people. So the best-selling album in 1980 was Christmas in the Stars, Star Wars Christmas album. So there was a Star Wars Christmas album. Wasn't aware of that, but it was the best-selling album in 1980. What? So we got some Kenny Rogers in there in the 80s, George Strait. We've got a Mannheim in there. Moving to the 1990s, we've got a Barry Manilow, more Mannheim. Harry Connick Jr. in there. Kenny G. Kenny G kind of came alive in the 90s there. 2000s, we've got kind of a little bit of everybody. We've got actually 2001, 2002. Remember obviously, if you're around my age, you'll probably remember the Now That's What I Call Music albums. Well, there was Christmas albums of those. So Now What I Call Christmas, they've got back-to-back years in 2001, 2002. So those various artist albums, they were the best-selling albums back then, 2001, 2002. Then kind of just random people, years after that, Harry Connick, Clay Aiken, Sarah McLachlan, back-to-back Josh Groban, 2007, 2008. And then into the 2010s here, we've got Michael Bublé. His album was pretty popular in 2011. That was a big one. Wrapped in Red, Kelly Clarkson, 2013. Wrapped in Red was a good one. And then from 2014 to 2019, we've got a sweep. Pentatonix. Every year from 14 through 19. One of their albums. I mean, they put out a handful of them over the last years, and one of their albums every year, best-selling. So they're definitely seems like they're the Christmas artist of the time right now. And I mean, they're so talented. I'm a big fan of Pentatonix. They're very talented. But just little random info there of some of the best-selling albums, over the decades. And so taking all that into consideration, let's go through who we think maybe is the best Christmas artist of all time. So first matchup, we've got Mariah Carey, big time Christmas artist. Everybody knows Mariah Carey and her album and her most famous song, which we'll get to, here in a minute. So Mariah Carey versus Mannheim Steamroller. So you got Mariah, and she's, she is what she is. And then you got Mannheim Steamroller. Maybe people aren't familiar with them. They are one of those like techno. They're kind of like Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I know a lot of people kind of probably more familiar with Trans-Siberian Orchestra. But Mannheim Steamroller is another big one that's like techno. So it's not really singing or anything. It's just like keyboard and stuff like that. Pretty good, pretty enjoyable. But I got to say, I think Mariah and her Christmas album, I think it's just too popular. Everybody knows it. I think with the singing, the actual lyrics as opposed to just the music, I think it's got to take that matchup there. So we'll take Mariah over Mannheim. We've got Celine Dion. Next matchup, we've got Celine Dion versus Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Celine Dion, man, gotta be one of the most talented singers of all time. Honestly, the notes she hits, the power in her voice, crazy good. But I don't think she's quite known so much for her Christmas music. When you think of Trans-Siberian Orchestra, I mean, obviously they're pretty much only Christmas music. So, and they've become very popular. People match up their Christmas lights on their house to their music and stuff. So I got to go with TSO on this one over Celine Dion. Elvis Presley and Harry Connick Jr. I mean, that's a tough one for Harry Connick. I don't even know if a lot of people might not know who Harry Connick is, but everybody knows who Elvis is. And like I said, with Elvis's album, the highest selling, highest awarded certification awarded album of all Christmas, of all time in Christmas music. So got to go with Elvis there, right? So Elvis moving on there. And then you got Kenny G and Pentatonix. Kenny G cool with his saxophone, and got some good albums back in the day. Like I said, back in the what I say, 80s, I think, right? Maybe no, 90s. Yeah, back in the 90s, he had a handful of years where he was the best selling album. But I think Pentatonix just came onto the scene and just kind of took over. They're just huge right now. Very talented, catchy music. I think they got to take that one over Kenny G. So, all right, then we've got Mariah Carey versus Trans-Siberian Orchestra. So again, Mariah is this, you've got the actual lyrics, very widely known. I mean, Trans-Siberian Orchestra is too, though. So I want to say Trans-Siberian Orchestra probably actually has a little bit more popularity more recently, but I think if you're talking all time, I don't know if Trans-Siberian was actually ever a best-selling album. So I think we got to go with Mariah here, right? Trans is fun to listen to, but Mariah's just more Christmas. Sure, we'll go with that. All right, Mariah, moving on. And then Elvis versus Pentatonix. Man. Again, Elvis, the highest selling album back in the all time, of being the only one with Diamond. But with the way Pentatonix is running things right now, me personally, I would go with Pentatonix here. And I think we still have to, man. Back in the day, I mean, it was probably Elvis or no one. There probably wasn't a ton of Christmas artists out there. But now, today's day and age, there's a lot of them out there. But Pentatonix is just absolutely running it. I mean, they're running away with it. Like I said, the last 7 years, 7 years, every year. I don't know. It's probably not even close. And everybody knows them. Yeah, I mean, I gotta go with Pentatonix here. Which leaves us with Mariah versus Pentatonix in the final. I mean, Mariah is known for her one song, again, which we'll get to here in a moment. Well, I guess we can just say now. It's All I Want for Christmas. It's got to be one of the most popular Christmas songs. But if you look at her whole album, is her whole album that good? I don't know. It's a couple songs maybe that's wildly popular, as opposed to Pentatonix. I mean, I could listen to all their albums, every single song, and get into it. I think I got to go with Pentatonix as the best Christmas artist, even though they're on the newer side. Again, the way they're running things right now, it's crazy. And I think they're putting out a new album almost every year, maybe every other year or so, and there's not that many Christmas songs out there. But for you to put an album out there every year or every other year, and for it to be quality every time, good on you. Good on you. So, Pentatonics, my choice for best Christmas artist of all time. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts. I know I only picked a handful. There's a ton of artists, just like there's going to be a ton of songs in the next thing we're talking. But you can only pick a handful. So, I try to go off some research and stuff and pick the top ones. And but let me know. Let me know what you guys think. If you have an artist of your own that you like, let me hear it. I'd like to hear. Always looking for new music. I love music. I'm a huge music person. Always down to listen to new music and try new music. So let me know. So, which then takes us to, what is the best Christmas song? Now, obviously, there's Christmas songs that multiple people have sung. So we're going to try to go just the song in general. I guess, obviously, some artists have put a song on the map more than others. But just in general, just when you think of the song, how much are you digging it? Are you digging it? Are you feeling it? Do you feel the Christmas spirit when you hear that song? So that's what we're going to go with. So first matchup, we've got All I Want for Christmas and then Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. I mean, that's a 1 versus 32 matchup. Again, these are going to be tough because all Christmas songs are bangers, but got to be All I Want for Christmas, right? It's just too catchy, too popular. It's a good song. All I Want for Christmas. Moving on. O Come Emmanuel and Frosty the Snowman. Now for me, O Come Emmanuel hits hard because it's more of a religious song as opposed to Frosty, which is just a kid's song, essentially, with a magical snowman. Both catchy. Again, as these all are going to be. Boy, this is going to be tougher than I thought. I'm just going to have to make a decision on which one comes to mind first and which one, again, hits harder in the Christmas spirit. I got to go Come Emmanuel. Sorry, my Frosty friends. Just wasn't meant to be. You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, and Deck the Halls. My dad is a huge fan of You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. We're a big fan of the Grinch movie, and every time that song comes on, you just see on his face he loves it. And he just smile on his face, singing along with it. My dad doesn't really sing, but he sings along with that, and he loves it. And it's a silly song for sure. It really doesn't have much to do with the Christmas spirit in general. As joy and happiness and stuff like that. It's talking about Mr. Grinch. But it's a catchy song. As opposed to Deck the Halls. Oh, man. I think because of the fact that it's more of a Christmassy song, I think we got to go with Deck the Halls here, even though Mr. Grinch is a fun one. Yeah, we got to go Deck the Halls. Yep. Have yourself a merry little Christmas and the Christmas song. So I know some people are going to probably be like, what the heck is the Christmas song? Snippet here. Simple phrase. 2 kids from 1 to 92. That's a Christmas song. Hopefully that wasn't too long that I get docked, but oh man, Christmas song, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. I think it's got to be the Christmas song. When you hear that, like I said, knowing it by the name, might not, but oh man, they're both very similar too, honestly. They're both like slow and yeah, I think we got to go to Christmas song. Yeah, got to go Christmas song. Carol of the Bells, and It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Hopefully you guys are singing along when I mention these. You start singing them. Man, Carol of the Bells is obviously some electronic song done by Mannheim and Trans-Siberian, and a handful of other ones obviously too, but those are probably the ones that made it big. That's one of those ones where I was talking about with people on their house, that tune the lights to the song, to the beat of the song. And then obviously It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. You probably know that one. I think you got to go Carol of the Bells here. Yeah. Just a banger. It's a banger. Oh Holy Night versus Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Boy. I think Rudolph's a little bit more catchy. I think, and especially growing up, Rudolph. I mean, it sticks with you. It's your childhood. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, man. Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen. Yeah. Yep. Rudolph, moving on. Santa Claus is coming to town. I'll be home for Christmas. I think I'm gonna go with I'll be home for Christmas here. Santa Claus is coming to town. It's okay. Yeah, I'll be home for Christmas. A little more meaningful, a little bit more touching. It's a good song. It's a good song, guys. That's a tough one for the next matchup. Mary Did You Know versus Little Drummer Boy. Mary Did You Know is I'm gonna just keep repeating myself. It's a good song. But it hits me a little bit more sentimentally. That's a word, right? Definitely. It touches my heart a little more because my cousin Dylan, who was on the Halloween episode, she amazing singer, by the way. She sang this back when she was a little one, and I think for my whole family, I know my parents too, especially my mom. Every time Mary Did You Know comes on, we always think of her singing that back in the day, and I think it really opened our eyes up to the song. And not a lot of people probably know Mary Did You Know, but it's powerful actually. If you listen to the lyrics, it's I'm trying not to say it. It's a good one. But Little Drummer Boy, especially recently with some of these groups have put out a Little Drummer Boy rendition, and it's just been mind blowing. I mean, just really, really good. I'm trying to think of the latest group who did it. It was just amazing. For King and Country, they did like a live version of it. I think for Phoenix, and if you haven't heard that song, you need to listen to it right now. Little Drummer Boy by For King and Country. Oh my gosh, it is amazing. So good. So good. So I think Little Drummer Boy has to move on there in that matchup. Even not them, any other group, Little Drummer Boy kind of just, it's a good one. I'm not gonna be able to avoid it, guys. It's a good one. Last Christmas versus Up on the Housetop. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be Last Christmas there. Up on the Housetop is a cute little jingle, but Last Christmas. Last Christmas, I gave him my heart. For all those people that are struggling, who got hurt in the past, around Christmas time. That's for you. Pour one out for you. Feliz Navidad versus Blue Christmas. Oof. That's a tough one, actually. Blue. Oh, I think we gotta go with Blue Christmas. It's one of those probably the biggest Elvis song. Feliz Navidad is good as well, but Blue Christmas is a classic. Blue Christmas, moving on. Wonderful Christmas Time versus Here Comes Santa Claus. Wonderful Christmas time. Yep. Wait, did we already have Here Comes Santa Claus? Did I have it twice? No, Santa Claus Coming to Town versus Here Comes Santa Claus. I believe they're different. But either way, Wonderful Christmas Time, moving on. It was the first one in my head out of that group, so it's better. Winter Wonderland versus 12 Days of Christmas. It's got to be 12 Days of Christmas, right? Now, can anybody actually do the 12 items in the 12 Days of Christmas? I want to hear all 12. I don't think I can. My dad can. I can do 5 down, 5 to 1. I think that's probably a lot of people. You get stuck when you get the 6 after 5 gold rings. It just gets blank. Just like, what's after that? Yeah, I don't know. But if you know the 12 days of Christmas and all the 12 items, let us hear it. Send me a message. Post a comment. The 12 items of 12 days of Christmas, and if you knew them before having to look them up, don't cheat. 12 Days of Christmas, better song there. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas versus Silver Bells. I think it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, right? Yeah. Gotta be. What Christmas means to me versus White Christmas. I mean, that's Bing Crosby's pride and joy there with White Christmas. Yeah. Yep, White Christmas, moving on. Jingle Bell Rock versus Holly Jolly Christmas. Oh, that's why it's a 15-16 matchup. Oh my goodness. Which one comes to my first? Rainbow Rock, Holly Jolly Christmas. I think Holly Jolly Christmas. Oh, yeah. Holly Jolly Christmas. And the last one in this first round. Mele Kalikimaka versus Hallelujah. That's almost just kind of like a honorable mention there, unfortunately. Especially lately, Hallelujah is just been one of those ones that's just like soul melting. Just when you sit there and you listen to Hallelujah and you're just like melting in your seat. So yeah, that's an easy Hallelujah win there. Mele Kalikimaka though for my Hawaii friends. Do I have Hawaii friends? Maybe. I got people who live. I know people who live in Hawaii, but cute little song, nice little song. But yeah, that's got to be Hallelujah there. Hallelujah, hallelujah. All right, All I Want for Christmas versus O Come, O Come, Emmanuel. Yeah, it's got to be All I Want for Christmas. It's gonna be a tough one to beat. Deck the Halls versus the Christmas Song. I think because of the fact that you had to look up a Christmas song, Deck the Halls. Moving on there. Carol of the Bells versus Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Oh man, that's like old tradition when you were a kid versus like, I don't want to say new, but like different, you know, where it's just the sound and you can match it up with the holiday lights on your house. I'm gonna take some flack for this. I think I'm gonna go with Carol of the Bells. Yeah. I'll Be Home for Christmas versus Little Drummer Boy. Yeah, it's Little Drummer Boy. Little Drummer Boy. Too easy there. Last Christmas versus Blue Christmas. I think I'm going with the upset here. I think I'm going with Blue Christmas. Last Christmas is too downy. Too down in the dumps, man. Being sour Sally's with that song. Blue Christmas is actually, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? So is Blue Christmas. Oh man. It's the sad matchup, the blue matchup. Well, I was originally going to go with Blue Christmas there, so I think we're going to stick with it. Blue Christmas, moving on. Wonderful Christmas Time versus 12 Days of Christmas. 12 Days of Christmas. Just one of those ones that I don't know that you're necessarily singing it, but it's always there. I don't know how to describe it. 12 Days of Christmas. Everybody knows the 12 Days of Christmas. It's in like plays and musicals and stuff like that. So it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas versus White Christmas. I think it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. The first one, actually, though, that came to my mind. It's like one of the first ones you want to listen to at the beginning of the season, the holiday season. You're like, snow's starting to fall, it's starting to get colder. And it's like that beginning of the December time period where you're just starting to listen to a couple. You throw that one on, and it's like, oh, here we go. We're getting started. Game on. Game on. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Yeah. Yep. Holly Jolly Christmas versus Hallelujah. Yeah. Hallelujah. Easy one there. Easy one there. All right. All I Want for Christmas versus Deck the Halls. All I Want for Christmas is you. And you and you and you and you and you and you and you. I want all of you. I want all of you to have a wonderful Christmas. Oh, Carol of the Bells versus Little Drummer Boy. With the newer renditions of Little Drummer Boy, that puts that one over top of Carol of the Bells. Little Drummer Boy, moving on. Blue Christmas versus 12 Days of Christmas. "12 Days of Christmas." Yep, 12 Days of Christmas. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas versus Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah's moving on. It's just too good. It's just too good. Semifinal, we've got All I Want for Christmas versus Little Drummer Boy. I'm going with Little Drummer Boy. All I Want for Christmas has been dethroned, my friends. It's been dethroned. Little Drummer Boy. Again, with that rendition that was just put out by For King Country and other ones. I know Pentatonics has one. I think Trance has one. Trans-Siberian Orchestra has one. They're good. It's one of those ones that jam out. It's one of those ones it's one of the rare Christmas songs that you jam out to. I'm giving it to Little Drummer Boy. I'm giving it to Little Drummer Boy. And then 12 Days of Christmas versus Hallelujah. Yeah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Moving on. "12 Days of Christmas" is just one of those ones that I guess it's more one of those ones you kind of just have to have in there because of tradition. It's just one of the songs. It's like, oh, it's Christmas time, you have to play this. Hallelujah is just a quality song. It's just really good. It's really good. Which then leaves us with Little Drummer Boy versus Hallelujah. Oh my goodness. What a matchup. Matchup of the Titans. And again, these are both songs that new renditions are just absolutely amazing. So Hallelujah by Pentatonics it's like a heart-stopping song, man. It like just it melts. Again, like just melting in your seat. And then Little Drummer Boy, man, you're just banging, just banging the drum, just celebrating Christmas. That is a really tough matchup. Little Drummer Boy versus Hallelujah. I'm going to give the slight edge and the winner of the best Christmas song to Hallelujah. Hallelujah. That's seriously tough because Little Drummer Boy is fantastic. Hallelujah is just so powerful, especially, like I said, especially Pentatonics' rendition of it. They blew it out of the water. I mean, I remember when it first came out, everybody was like, whoa, this is good. And it's just one of those songs that just, I'm going to be honest, I even listen to it outside of Christmas because it's that good. It's that good. It's not about, it's not a Santa song. It's not a Rudolph, Frosty. I guess, I don't know. It's hard to describe it. It's just a really good song. It's just a really good song. So, Hallelujah. My choice for best Christmas song of all time. So again, let me know what you think. You disagree with that? Let me know what your favorite song is. Please, let me hear your input. Say that I made the wrong choice. I don't care. Let me hear it. I want to hear what your choices are. I want to hear your favorite Christmas song. Let me know. All right. So it's a fun little Christmas music tidbit there. That I enjoyed. Again, Christmas music, Christmas traditions. It's hard to not be happy around Christmas. It is. Even when you're having a bad week, Christmas just cheers you out. So So with Christmas trees and ornaments, I was thinking about this. I don't know if anybody else has like a set or a collection of ornaments in their family, or even yourself or whatever. So in my family, and kind of sort of started to be passed along to me, that I hope to. I don't know if they'll be able to continue it or not, because I don't know if they still make them or sell them or anything. But I have a set of Crayola ornaments. So these little characters are like a bear, or I think they're mostly bears actually, but like they're dressed up in like different outfits. Like one's like a firefighter, and one's playing the piano, and um, one's like a Indian, and he's like he's got like his teepee, and I'm trying to think what the other one is, but different costumes, different characters. They're so cute, and I love them. I think one's a clown actually. So, um, but that's a collection. That's one of those ones that's tradition, that I always make sure I have on my tree. I know when I was a kid growing up, we always would have it on our tree at my parents' house, and I always had to be the one to put the one from my year on. So we had one from 1991, and that's my year. That's the year I was born, and so we're always, back in the day, I would always have to be the one to put that on. I was always had to put it right smack in the front center of the tree, and eventually that kind of got moved from there, but but always had to put it on. And those Crayola collection of ornaments always got to be on the tree. It's just one of those things. And so I want to know, do you guys have any ornaments, or of collection of ornaments, or anything that you have to have on your tree, or do you just keep it simple and just put like garland and lights, or do you only put whatever? What do you put on your tree? I want to know what you put on your tree. What kind of collection, kind of ornaments do you put on your tree? I want to know because I know some people put, like, I have like sports ornaments as well. I have like Pittsburgh and hockey, and I have like Marvel and stuff like that too. Um, like superhero ornaments as well. So that's kind of what the ornaments on my tree are. Do you have that kind of stuff, or do you have just like apples, or like little presents, or just like I said, just garland and lights? What do you have on your tree? What do you have on your tree? I want to know. So, and then last week, we talked more on the like Christmas Eve tradition in my family. Well, we also have like a different tradition on Christmas Day. So we've got one side of the family on one day, the other side on Christmas Day. So we go to my father's side of the family with my grandma, and so much fun. And so we've got that, and that's the Italian side. So we have our more Italian meal, our more Italian dinner on that side. She doesn't go with like the seven fishes or anything like that. She kind of goes honestly for like lasagna or stuffed shells kind of thing. So like Italian food there. But then what always sticks out to me on Christmas Day tradition are the games that my grandma loves to play. She plays these Christmas games that you could just tell they mean the world to her. They're so silly. They're nothing special, but she absolutely loves them. I mean, my grandma, she's 90 years old, and so she's just, these games again. They're so simple. They're just so basically, one is you have this one gift that you pass. Everybody's in a circle, and you pass this one gift around, and she reads. How you pass it is based on this story that she reads, where in the story the words left and right are spoken, and that's the way you pass the gift along. And then the story's obviously silly. It's Mr. and Mrs. Wright, and Mrs. Wright passes it, and please go, Mr. Wright, go right to the store, and to make a left at the and it's just silly like that. And it's she just loves it so much that she can't even tell the story. She's laughing so hard. She literally is sitting there just laughing while telling the story. and it's just so much fun. Again, it's so simple, so silly, and so whoever ends up with the gift, in their possession at the end gets to open it and keep it. And again, it means the world to her, and I think because we see how much it means to her, it just means so much to us as well as a family. And she has a couple other games as well where she like a Christmas quiz, and I'll tell you what, some of those questions are hard. They are difficult. They're like not your typical what color is Rudolph's nose? No, they're like, when did the Christmas tree originate and where? Something like that. And it's crazy. It's crazy. But again, they mean the world to her, and so they mean the world to us too. So those games that we play at my grandma's house on Christmas Day is what makes tradition on Christmas Day so special. And it means the world to us. And I don't know, it's probably not going to work out so well this year with everything going on, but still getting to go over there and visit and see her and do what we can. It's still special. It's still special. So let me know what some of your traditions are, on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, whatever, Christmas in general. What's some of your traditions? You go to your house, you go to some family member's house, and do you exchange gifts? Do you just have a straight up party where you just drink and play games? Do you sit and have a dinner and only do that? Just everybody's got their thing. And I want to hear some of it. I want to know different traditions. I want to hear, if you have something based on your ethnicity, something special. I'm always intrigued to hear different people's traditions and what their certain family does. I want to hear. So, and I also wanted to bring up something crazy that happened, back in the day when I was a kid. So when I was younger, my dad pulled a fast one on me. Yeah, I was back in the day when he worked at Caterpillar, and it was an underground mining facility, and he somehow got his hands on a chunk of coal and gave me a chunk of coal as a gift one year. And he said, you're being bad. Here's your gift, and open it up, and it's a big old chunk of coal in a box. And I loved it, honestly. I thought it was hilarious. It was so funny. It was a good gift, a gag gift. But I'll always remember that. I got coal for Christmas one year. Legit. So that'll always stick in my mind. I don't know if you guys have gotten anything crazy like that, if you actually have gotten coal before, or I think I've gotten empty boxes before too as a gag gift, like a huge box, and you rip it open and there's just nothing in it. I've gotten that before. So yeah, just parents having fun with it. Yeah, every once in a while, it's a good time. I enjoy it. It's got to be silly like that. You got to have fun with it. So, but other than that, I did have one Christmas story submitted from a listener of her family, one of her family's kind of traditions. So we're going to pull that up here and share that with you guys. So her family, she said before her aunt passed away from cancer a handful of years ago, her family, the aunt used to make cookie tins for her family. And I don't know if you guys know about these cookie tins, but they're very neat. I know my family has a handful of these cookie tins. I mean, their design on them, and it's hard to explain, but they're very cool, very neat. And so it was this individual's aunt's her favorite tradition is these tins with with cookies. And since she passed, there really hasn't been any tin making or no sight of the tins in general, honestly. And so, with it being a difficult year, 2020, um, this individual has made an effort to kind of bring back the tins and the cookie making to her family. And so she made a bunch of cookies and is just sharing them with her whole family, trying to get the tradition of the tins and the cookies back in her family. And amazing. Honestly, that's kind of like a combo Christmas story, bright story, right there. Amazing, amazing job. Not letting a tradition that means a whole lot to not only you but to your whole family, not letting that tradition die. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Wonderful job on you to do that. Having those kinds of things remain is what keeps a holiday special. And stuff like that is what keeps a family special, keeps a family loving each other. And I mean, obviously that's not the only thing, don't get me wrong there or anything, but stuff like that where you just recall memories or something that you did in the past and you can bring that back to light, really can brighten, hopefully it brightens up your family's Christmas, and hopefully it makes it a good one. So and then other than that, guys, I think that's about it. I think that's our bright story of the week right there. That's a wonderful one. Keeping your tradition and your family going. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. I know a lot of people love making cookies, but it's time consuming. It's difficult, especially if you're making a bunch for like a whole family like that. It's a lot. It's a lot. But hopefully it brightens up your Christmas for you and your family, and it makes it super special. I really do. I hope that. So, guys, that's about it. Christmas edition part 2. Again, I know it was different. I apologize. Emergency in the family with Liz, which she had to take care of and wasn't able to do this. I tried to keep it going as much as I could, and then hopefully you guys enjoyed at least a little bit. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Christmas. Again, I think we could all use it. It's been a tough year, and Christmas is something special, and it's as special as you make it. So make it special. I know it's going to be different, but we can all adapt and make it special in a different way. So have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, guys. Seriously, have a bright week. Enjoy the time with whoever you're spending it with. Smile, laugh, listen to some Christmas music, and just enjoy. I really hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. Obviously, if you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a wonderful Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, holiday, whatever you celebrate. If you don't celebrate anything, I hope you have a wonderful week. I love everyone here, and I hope everyone has just a fantastic holiday, whatever you're doing, whatever you're celebrating. Enjoy, be happy, be merry, take care, and we'll see you next time, guys.